Colorado High School Activities Association football is on Morgan County's B106. B106.com and the Eastern Plains Sports Network tonight from Ray Patterson Field in Loveland. It's the visiting and third-ranked Fort Morgan Mustangs against the Mountain View Mountain Lions, along with Brian Nickel. I'm John Beltran. Kevin Rohde will be back with us next week as the Mustangs come into this game with a 5-0 record coming off that 52-27 victory in Longmont 8 days ago against Niwot. Mountain View, as Coach Davies talked about for the Mustangs, they've gone through their struggles at quarterback due to injury, so they're 2-4 on the season. And this is the regular season road finale, as we just talked about with Coach Davies and Brian. No reason that the Mustangs shouldn't bring their A game tonight, although temperature right now is in the upper 40s.
Yeah, they should bring it. They didn't last week, that was for sure, at least in that first half. But they need to come out and pick up where they left off last week and maybe get a couple of turnovers. Their starting quarterback, Aaron Bauman, has thrown 4 interceptions this year, so maybe a good chance that they'll get a pick tonight.
Last week, by the way, was a byproduct of what happened in the first 2 games of the year, where you get the big second halves against Scotts Bluff and the big second halves against Brush. And they just want to put 4 quarters together, which they pretty much did against Conifer, but they didn't have to play a whole game there. And we'll see if they get extended to 4 quarters here against Mountain View. But I think the one goal, Brian, we can talk about all the numbers and stopping the running game and not committing penalties and turnovers and things like that. We know that they've got to be 100% for next week against Roosevelt.
Yeah, they got to come out of this injury-free. That's for sure. They've got to have all their cards on the table next week when Roosevelt comes to town, because Roosevelt is. I listened to the Meade game, and they were 1-2 at that time, and they did 37-7 over the number 2 ranked team. So Fort Morgan's got to have their act together when they play next week.
And what did Roosevelt do to win that game? A huge second half. Yep. That was a 7-0 Meade lead after 1, and then it was 9-7 early in the third. And, in fact, they scored 37 unanswered points to win by 30. The Mustangs and their road whites, coached by Ty Davies. The assistants are Jacob Blunt, Tanner Campbell, Drew Davies, Gary Davies, Jim Kreckemeyer, Ron Eccles, Josh Langford, Isaac Linker, Tyrone Ortiz, Eric Sherman, and Seth Wolf. The head coach of Mountain View is Steve Fry, assisted by Mark Rogge, Jeremy Lanter, Jamie Steele, Tim Durant, Michael McMahon, Mike Freilich, Corey Sample, Tyler English, Al Berman, and Hod Soto. And they are dressed in their home purple with the white pants on a gorgeous night. As I mentioned, game time temperature right now is sitting at 48 degrees. The opening kickoff is brought to you by Buildings by Design, the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. Buildings by Design. And not only has the offense clicked all season, Brian, but special teams has been just that the last couple of weeks. They did commit a penalty against Discovery Canyon, but Frank Ortega went the distance on that particular touchdown that was called back. And last week, no penalties on special teams.
Right, and 2 punt returns last week also. So Mustangs will start off with the ball, so we'll see if we can just take it down the field and dominate this first part of the game and put some points on the board.
Jake Walker to kick it off for Mountain View. Last year was a little bit of a struggle in the opening half for Fort Morgan. They won the game, but and they won by double digits, but it was the first game of the season around this time of year, just a different year altogether. But now that you have 5 games under your belt, that's one of the reasons I mentioned they should be in rhythm here going into this particular contest. Their second straight road game, as back deep to receive are Frank Ortega and Fernando Marquez, with Walker on the right side of the field about to run up to the football. And this game will be underway from Ray Patterson Stadium here in Loveland on a gorgeous Friday night. No wind really to speak of. That's a good thing when your temperature is at 48. That booming kick is going to go all the way to the 3-yard line. Marquez to his right to the 5, crosses the 10, looks for a block at the 15, swings it to the outside of the 20. Marquez is taken down at the 22. A return of 19 yards, and that's where the Mustangs will have the football. Just past the 20-yard line. 20 points in the opening half for Fort Morgan, but only 2 touchdowns on offense is Jake Fajardo's kid, Braden. Of course, also Stacy's kid, I should mention. Had the 53-yard punt return for a score. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. 1st and 10 for the 22. 5 yards behind center is Briggs Wheatley, now out of the pistol formation. And even before they take the field for the first play, they look over to the sideline.
Yep.
And there is the give to Ortega. Big hole up the middle across the 20 to the 25. It was closed rather quickly. It's a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7 to go as the tackle was made by Isaac Mueller on the defensive line. I thought he was going to get more out of that, but just 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 from the 25-yard line. 2 receivers again split out to the left. Marquez is on the outside to the left. 1 receiver to the right. On the inside left is Mosqueda. He's in motion to the right. Wheatley awaits a snap, and he will hand it off to Ortega, swinging it to the right side. He's got nothing. In fact, he's going to take a loss as he tried to bounce it to the outside, way back at about the 22. A gain of 3, now a loss of 3. 3rd down, and that's about a short 10 to go. Well, they give him the 23-yard line. Loss of 2. 3rd and 9 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, hole closed up pretty quick.
Trips to the left. Somebody jumped there for Mountain View on the left end. That'll be a 5-yard penalty for encroachment. And the Mustangs go from a 3rd and 9 to a 3rd and 4 at the 28-yard line. And Fort Morgan used that last week, Brian, on a 4th down.
Yeah.
To throw Niwot off.
Yeah, Briggs has got a good cadence to do that with.
Well, what's impressive, though, is that the offensive line doesn't move. You know, that's easy to throw off your own team at times. 3rd down and 4 from their own 28-yard line. Just underway. 10.5 to go in the opening quarter. First drive of the game. Again, 3 receivers split out to the left. Wheatley has the football. Back to throw. He's going to take off with the football. He's trapped over there. Now he's going to run out to his right. He's going to take a loss. He had nowhere to go back at the 23. I don't think that was by design. He had nobody open underneath. And it's a loss back to the 23, a loss of 5. And on 4th and 9, the Mustangs will have to punt.
Yeah, he was looking for that quick hitter out to the left side, and it just wasn't there, and then he didn't have time to even escape from that.
Frank Ortega to punt at his own 10-yard line. Listen, Mountain View has nothing to lose here. They're 2 and 4. All the pressure's on Fort Morgan to win this game because they're the 3rd-ranked team in the state, and Mountain View played like a state-ranked team there defensively. Awaiting the snap is Ortega. Perfect snap, and he gets it off, and that one might have been partially blocked. It was. It takes a huge Fort Morgan roll across the 50 on that turf to the 44-yard line. And again, somebody missed a blocking assignment. But Brian, somehow the punt went for 34 yards, even though a Lion got a hand on that football.
Yeah, it was partially blocked, but it got the right spin on it and got the roll once it hit the ground. So, but it was almost like it was a real slow developing punt also. So
well, that happened last week on his first extra point. Frank's got to get into that ball pretty quickly. Now let's see the quarterbacking situation there, and it is, looks like Cooper Lubiani back there under center for Mountain View at his own 44. There's one back, and there's the give on the right side. A huge hole across the 50. Mosqueda right there to make the tackle across the 50 to the 48. That's a gain of 7, and that was a simple carry there by Isaiah Grotto, a senior. And there was a huge hole, Brian. Lots of room for him to run for the gain of 8.
Yeah, that's something the Mustangs have been having problems with this year, is that run stop. Grotto has 29 carries, has 1 touchdown on the ground so far this year.
He had
223 yards.
He had a big carry against Fort Morgan last year. 2nd down and 2 to go from the 48-yard line. Again under center, lining up on the right hash bar. Grotto's in the backfield. Lubiani will hand it off to Grotto up the middle, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage, and that's no gain, and the tackle was made by Timothy Paxton. 3rd down and 2 to go, and that's the way you make a play defensively, and that's what Fort Morgan's got to do next week against a very good Roosevelt offensive line. But first things first, 3rd and 2 for Mountain View at the Fort Morgan 48-yard line. The Mustangs went 3 and out on their first drive. Boy, they're taking their time.
Yeah.
Taking a lot of time. Now getting up to the line of scrimmage. Still probably about 10 seconds left on the play clock. 3rd and 2 from the Mustang 48-yard line. Lubiani hands it off to Grotto, running off right tackle. He's short of a first down to the 47. He barrels into a Mustang defender. That, once again, was Paxton for a gain of 1. Again, you have nothing to lose. It's 4th and 1 for the 47. 8 minutes to go in the opening quarter, and this is the one thing. Brian, they want to shorten the game, so it gives them a better chance to win. They don't want a long game here. If not, that gives more possessions to Fort Morgan.
Yeah, they want to run as much time off the clock as they can between plays.
4th down and 1 for the Mustang 47. Now they're in that triple I. Lubiani hands it off to the fullback. First down right up the middle across the 45 to the 44. And that was Aiden Schaefer for a gain of 3. No trouble there. They had plenty of blocking up and right at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, he was the first back in line, though, so they were, that was all on the line, getting that yardage for him.
And look how they're chewing time off the clock. 7 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the opening quarter. 1st and 10, no score for the Mustang 44. Grotto's in motion to the left. There's the sweep left on the pitch. Grotto back to the inside. He's got a couple of yards. He's stacked up at the 42-yard line. A gain of 2. And the Mustang tackle was made by Colin Duckworth. 2nd down and 8 to go. That's 4 carries already for Grotto for 13 yards.
Yeah, whoever that defensive end is out there, or maybe did a nice job of covering his end out there and made Grotto turn up inside into that coverage.
Yeah, that's Levi McCoy out there. Normally, he can roam around. He's such a good athlete. 2nd down for Mountain View at the Mustang 42-yard line. 8 yards to go. Running back to his right out of the shotgun. Back to throw Lubiani. The left-handed throw is incomplete underneath. Intended for Grotto in front of the Fort Morgan bench along the sideline. Off his right hand, a little bit of an errant throw. 3rd down and 8 to go for Mountain View. And, Brian, they just wanted to change things up to keep that defense honest, but now they're in a hole.
Yeah, 3rd and 8, 3rd and long. So this is when the Mustangs need to put a halt to this drive here, at least keep it 4th and long and not 4th and short. But they may go for it on 4th and long anyway.
Yeah, because they're in Mustang territory. 3rd down and 8 to go for the Mustang 42. Under center this time is Lubiani. Now he's in a pistol formation with a running back right behind him. On 3rd down, 3-step drop. The pass over the middle is going to be caught. A first down at the 32 on the slant. It's a gain of 10. Man, that was threading the needle, and the pass was caught by Logan Nicholson. A gain of 9. They'll backtrack the football to the 33-yard line, but, Brian, that was well defended.
Yeah, it was. They were right on top of him, and he did a nice job holding on to that ball once he got it in there because he was hit immediately when he caught it. But he was open on that slant coming across, but not by much.
See, that is 5 at quarterback, yeah, because they've got 6 listed as a quarterback. All right, 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. 2 in the backfield at the 33, and this will be a pitch right, and that's Grotto swinging it to the outside across the 30. And he dives to about the 27-yard line, a gain of 6. He was tripped up. But again, an impressive gain. 2nd down and 4. Oh, Grotto's limping off the field, Brian.
Yep.
That's not good. Is that a 6 or a 5, the quarterback?
I believe it's a 5.
That's what I think.
Yeah, 6. Oh. Yeah, I believe it's a 5.
Yeah, I think it's a 5, too. That looks like Lubiani. I mean, not that I know what he looks like, but I believe it's him and not Santos, who wears number 6. But that's a sophomore quarterback. 2nd down and 4 to go from the 27. There's a counter, little collision in the backfield and a loss. And the Mustangs with plenty of penetration there, and that was a deep back. And that was...
I think it was Colin Duckworth on the tackle.
Right, but I'm trying to figure out if that was Meyer on the carrier, Aiden Schaefer. Nonetheless, it's a loss of 1. Now you've got 3rd down and 5 to go at the Mustang 28-yard line. No score, 4:15 to go in the opening quarter. A very quick-moving first quarter. Mountain View loves to run the ball. They want to shorten this game. Again, Grotto is out. He just came up a little bit lame. 3rd down and 5 from the 28. This will be a handoff up the middle, and Levi McCoy's got the ball carrier after a short gain to the 27, a gain of 1. Let's pick up that number there. 4th down and 4. Yeah, that's Daniel Felton. He had the previous carry as well. 4th and 4 at the Fort Morgan 27. Well, they're going to try a field goal.
Yep.
Wow. A 45-yard goal. This is a good kicker. Remember, Walker just booted that football all the way to the 3. Off the hold of Aiden Schaefer. Straightaway kick. Perfect snap. The kick is up, and that is deep enough, and that kick is
Short.
off to the right, too. It's off to the right, a little bit short, but it is well off to the right. So the Mustangs take over with 3:19 to go. Brian, I'm surprised they tried a field goal that long. I know there's no wind, but it's different kicking the ball from the 40 to the 3 when you can run up about 7 or 8 steps than a 45-yard field goal on a rather cold night. So
that's a lot different there, like you were saying, for sure.
I think Mountain View had a field goal a year ago, if I remember correctly. I do think they had a field goal a year ago, so they do have a kicking game. And now in high school football, it's not where the ball was kicked. You get the football automatically at the 20-yard line, which used to be the NFL rule years ago. 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan. They did not score on their opening drive. In fact, they went 3 and out. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Wheatley 5 yards behind center. Play action, looks to throw. Deep up the sideline, incomplete. Fajardo got turned around as he was running towards the Mountain View bench along the left side. So there was definitely some confusion there. This almost looks like the first half last week when there wasn't anybody in sync offensively.
Yeah, they're just a little discombobulated here a little bit to start off the game. And last week when they came out of that second half, Briggs was the main carrier then. Looks like they may need to go to that here early on.
2nd down and 10 for Fort Morgan at the 20-yard line. 3:14 to go in the opening quarter. Mountain View's Jake Walker just missed a 45-yard field goal. But the Mustangs have 80 yards to go to get on the board. 2 receivers out to the left and 1 to the right. Perfect snap. And that Wheatley keeps it himself. A 1st down across the 25 to the 30. Still on his feet, running off to the right to the 33-yard line. He jitterbugged his way by a defender for a gain of 13. And that's what Brian was talking about. Briggs Wheatley using his legs to pick up Fort Morgan's first down. And the Mustangs are up to the line of scrimmage as the clock continues to roll. This time it's a handoff to Ortega, stutter stepping, and he might have a yard, and that's about it. Or maybe back to the line of scrimmage, just didn't have anything on the right side, looking for that hole. 2nd down and 10, and Frank Ortega right now has 3 carries for 1 yard. And didn't have much of a running game last week if it wasn't for Briggs either, even though Frank did have an 11-yard touchdown run. Trips to the left, 2nd down and 10 to go from their own 33. 1 receiver split out to the right. It's an empty backfield. On the inside slot to the left is Oscar Ramirez. Long count here for Wheatley. And he's going to roll out to his left. Wheatley still rolling. Throws along the sideline. Caught by Fajardo at the 46. Breaks a tackle to 50. There's a late flag at the 48. You got to be kidding me. That had nothing to do with the play, but I think that's going to come back. And that would nullify an 18-yard gain and a Fort Morgan 1st down. It's at the Mountain View 49. Let's see what the penalty's about. There was a long pass to Marquez.
Yeah.
I believe last week that got called back. Ineligible man downfield, so that had really nothing to do with the play, but you got to know as an offensive lineman, you don't go beyond that line of scrimmage.
Yep.
And now Fort Morgan with a critical penalty is going to go back to their own 28-yard line, facing a 1st down, or 2nd down, I should say, and 15 yards to go. Just can't do that, Brian.
No, you gotta play clean football. Doesn't matter who it's against.
Elvin Yanez is the outside receiver to the left. 2 split each side. Ortega's one of those. Nope, Ortega's in the backfield. That's Jose Mosqueda. On 2nd down and 15 from their own 28. Wheatley out of the gun with a running back to his right. Low snap. Wheatley deep drop sets up a screen. Caught by Ortega at the 25 to the outside of the 30. Back to the middle to the 40. Along the sideline to the 45. Ortega with a stiff arm at the 50. Frank Ortega breaks a tackle at the 30. He gets a block at the 20. Ortega right sideline gone. Touchdown Frank Ortega. 72 yards. Holy Mahungus, what a play by Frank Ortega. Following his blocks, utilizing the sideline, and finding all types of running room when he had the chance to get into the end zone. And Fort Morgan leads 6-0 here in the opening quarter. That is vintage Frank Ortega.
That's for sure, and he did a nice job as he got his blocks downfield, and they made a nice blocks down there, and he just followed them. But I thought he was going to be caught out there about the 45 or 50 or so, and he just broke it on down and got the blocks, and in he went.
Now the extra point to be attempted by Brandon Marquez with 90 seconds to go in the opening quarter. That's a heck of a play. Perfect snap. The kick is up, and that kick is right in between the uprights. 90 seconds to go. Fort Morgan 7, Mountain View nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Briggs Wheatley threw about a 4-yard pass to Frank Ortega, setting up a screen. Ortega and the blockers did the rest, 72 yards, 7-0 Fort Morgan. A deep kick fielded at the 7-yard line, ahead to the 15, along the sideline to the 20 and down at about the 26-yard line. Nice special teams play. And looks like Aiden Wallace, a senior, on the return for Mountain View. Return of 18 yards, and that's where Mountain View has the ball with 85 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Brian, it was an 80-yard drive, but hard to call that a drive.
Yeah, when plays.
Well, I mean,
and it was just, it was a 80-yard possession.
This is what Fort Morgan has done. They had an 84-yarder last week. They had the 92-yarder earlier in the season against, I believe that was Discovery Canyon.
Yep.
I think I have that right on a 1st and 20. This was, again, get in the hole.
Yep.
2nd and 15.
Yeah, had him on the screen pass.
It's amazing. 1st and 10 for Mountain View at their own 25-yard line. There's the pitch right, swinging it to the outside of the big hole to the 30-yard line and down at the 32 as Duckworth makes the tackle. And the ball carrier was Daniel Felton. I don't know if Grotto's going to be coming back in. A gain of 6 for Felton. That's a big loss, Brian, because he can certainly get into the open field.
Yeah, Grotto was he was their leading rusher with 223 yards and 1 touchdown. So that's a big part of their offense they're going to be missing if he can't come back.
2nd down and 4 to go for Mountain View at their own 31-yard line. Could be the final play of the opening quarter. We have 42 seconds to go. Under center this time is Lubiani. Handoff with right side. And short of a first down to the 34. Once again, Duckworth is in on the play. And that ball carrier, again, that was not Grotto that time. It was Schaefer for a gain of 3. His 2nd carry now for 6 yards. Yeah, if I'm Mountain View, I let the clock run down and get to the 2nd quarter. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. We played 12 minutes of football with the score from Ray Patterson Field in Loveland. Fort Morgan 7, Mountain View nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Along with Brian Nickel, I'm John Beltran. Let's head to the 2nd quarter here from Ray Patterson Field in Loveland. The Mustangs lead by a score of 7-0, a 72-yard connection from Briggs Wheatley to Frank Ortega. Mountain View did control time of possession, but that's happened a lot this year with the opposition doing that. But as usual, Fort Morgan with a big play. 3rd down and 1, Mountain View. Their own 34, quarterback sneak right off the right guard, or behind the right guard. That's a first down and still going across the 40. Man, they couldn't bring him down. A gain of 7 on a sneak.
Couldn't grab his legs. They couldn't get to him. He was behind that line, behind that big line.
And that was Felton who took the direct snap, the running back, for a gain of 7. That's his 4th carry now for 13 yards. So they've got it at the 41-yard line. Again, this will be success for Mountain View. If they somehow, as you mentioned, just take time off the clock and don't allow Fort Morgan to get a huge lead in this game. Fort Morgan did receive the opening kickoff. 1st and 10 for Mountain View, lining up on the right hash mark at their own 41-yard line. Under center this time is Lubiani with a couple of setbacks, and this will be a pitch left and running out there to the 40-yard line and spinning as Felton to the 41, back to the line of scrimmage. David Keller had some penetration in there. Second down and 10 yards to go, and that was excellent containment for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job on this end out here. That was Levi McCoy again, and he's turning them back inside. But there was still a little bit of a lane there, but it was closed quickly.
Right, you seal the outside, and then you allow your teammates to make a play. So even though you're not credited with a tackle, you certainly had a part in the tackle. On second down and 10 for Mountain View at their own 41-yard line. Fort Morgan 7, Mountain View nothing. Second possession for Mountain View. The Mustangs have had 2. Out of the gun. Lubiani, man in motion to the left is Felton. He drops the ball, picks it up, takes off with the football up the middle. He still gains yardage to the 44, gain of 3. So, man, had he fielded that cleanly, it might have been some trouble for Fort Morgan. Third down and 7 to go. Corey Schlegel and Peyton Vickers, a freshman, made the hit. But again, a 3rd and 7 situation after the first carry of the game for the Mountain View quarterback, but that was certainly not by design.
No, he fumbled that snap back to him, but still made a positive gain out of it. So nice job by the Mountain Lions.
Mountain View has attempted 2 passes and completed 1. Another passing situation. Third down and 7 to go from their own 44-yard line. This is a pistol formation. Man in motion to the right. Mustang coming on a blitz, looking to throw out to the left. It's complete, and that's a first down across the 50 to the 48. That's the second reception of the game for Logan Nicholson. And it's a gain of 8, just a short pattern.
Yep.
And Mountain View's drive continues.
Yeah, that defensive back looks like Fernando gave him too much room there, but nice pass and nice receptions. He does have a nice ball when he throws it.
And again, a very, very lightning-moving first half. We'll be under 9 minutes to go before the break when this play commences. First and 10 for Mountain View at the Mustang 48 on the left hash mark. Mustangs have 5 in the box right now. Man in motion is Felton. There's the counter running left and hit for a loss. Levi McCoy, the first player in on the hit for Fort Morgan. A loss of 1 as the ball carrier was Aiden Schaefer, who's had his struggles tonight. Did have a couple of decent carries, but has had 3 carries of actually 4 of a yard or less. Second down.
They're going to put it back at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yep.
I mean, come on. He was thrown down at the 49, so no gain at the 48-yard line. That's just not a good spot. I mean, I know it's a difference of a yard, but you never know. In games like this, a yard can make a difference, especially since it's only 7-0. On second down for Mountain View at the Mustang 48-yard line with 10 yards to go. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. This will be a quarterback running left. Felton gets the direct snap, and he's out of bounds. Briggs Wheatley took him out of bounds to the 45-yard line. A gain of 3. Stretched out the football, and Fort Morgan might get a favorable spot here because that ball looked like it was at the 45, but they only give him the 46, so you got to wonder about what's going on here. Third down and 8 to go for Mountain View at the Fort Morgan 45, so 46, I should say. The one thing they did not accomplish is keeping that clock moving. And they've got to pass again. And now a Mustang limping off the field is Timothy Paxton on 3rd and 8 under center. Man in motion to the right. There's the pitch right, and it's going to be a pass out to the quarterback, caught at the 50-yard line, trying to make a move, and Lubiani along the sideline is out of bounds as Wheatley forces him out. But excellent pursuit over there by Jesse Campa. And the gain to the 46-yard line, I think it was Aaron Bauman who threw that pass.
Yeah, he's their backup. He's one of their quarterbacks. He's had 284 yards passing, 4 touchdowns as the quarterback.
But it went for no yards. 4th down and 8 at the Mustang 44. But Fort Morgan's going to be pinned back here. Let's see if that's Walker about to punt, standing at his own 40-yard line. Perfect snap. Light rush, end over end. Wheatley's going to have it at the 13. He drops the ball, picks it up at the 10. Stutter steps. He's got nowhere to go as he lunges to about the 11. Excellent special teams coverage, but Wheatley kind of put that on himself once he dropped the ball. He hasn't returned it too many times this year, but Wheatley's got great hands.
Yeah, usually they got Fajardo and Ortega back there, but...
First and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 12-yard line. Well, again, this is where they want them, right? Backed up. This is what Fort Morgan does best come up with a huge play. At their own 12, 7:52 to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan 7, Mountain View nothing. Wheatley with Ortega to his left. On first down, play clock is running down. Man in motion is Fajardo. He's got the football on the end around, back to the inside, breaks out of a tackle, still on his feet, but doesn't have too much to the 15-yard line. Man, he ricocheted off a defender, and Braden picks up 3 yards. Second down and 7 yards to go. And again, the Fort Morgan offense, with the exception of one play, doesn't have too much juice in it.
No, they haven't been showing a whole lot. They're not getting that blocking up front. It seems like the plays are taking a long time to develop.
Second down and 7 yards to go for the Mustangs at their own 15-yard line. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Split backs to each side of Wheatley. Play action, looks to throw. Now is going to take off, stop. Now will throw it out to his left, and it's incomplete. Nearly intercepted, intended for Marquez at the 24-yard line. Very well defended over there by Aiden Cornelius, a senior. Had that ball been lofted over Cornelius, that would have been a catch and some big yardage there for Marquez.
Yeah, he just didn't get enough air under that one, but it was almost intercepted. So Marquez kind of turned it into the defender on that one.
You know what? I'd set up another screen. They're coming with a decent rush here. On third down and 7 to go for the 15-yard line. They threw a screen that went for 72 yards and a touchdown. Trips to the right, including Ortega on the inside slot. Wheatley's going to roll out to his right, still rolling, stops. He's going to run with the football. He's got a seam to the 15, now to the 20. Looks for a block, he gets it along the left sideline to the 30, and he's out of bounds. Briggs Wheatley picks up a first down, a nifty move there by Wheatley. And it's a gain of 15 yards for the Fort Morgan Mustangs senior. And that was a huge play for the Mustangs.
Yeah, he was looking out here to the right and nothing developed, so he had that lane to the left side and took it and got out to the 30.
Second carry for Wheatley for 28 yards, 6:55 to go, second quarter. The Mustangs lead 7-0 on a drive here that started at their own 12. They picked up a first down now to the 30 from the pistol formation. First and 10 for Fort Morgan. Looking for another big play after the 72-yard connection. Wheatley option right. He's got Ortega there. Wheatley will run with the football. He's barreled down at the 31 for a gain of 1. And quite frankly, that was just good defense. They had the running back accounted for and the quarterback as well, as the hit was made by Hayden Fizel. Second down and 9 yards to go for Fort Morgan. At their own 31-yard line. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Wheatley 5 yards behind center. Looking over to the sidelines for play instructions. Plenty of time left on the play clock. On second down, Wheatley is going to hand it off to Ortega, a stiff arm, and he's going to be thrown down for a loss. Nothing there. I mean, there's just no blocking in front of him and no room to run. And it's a loss back to the 29.
Yeah, they're not getting any blocking and creating any holes up front at all.
Frank Ortega has 4 carries for a negative 1 yard. Third down and 11 to go for the 29. Brian, there's no way they can beat Roosevelt playing like this.
No, they gotta get that.
Well, they got to get the passing game going. Back to throw. Wheatley, a bubble screen out to the left. Caught underneath at the 25. Now to the 30. That's a first down. And Fajardo is across the 50 to the 48, but 2 flags are down. That's going to be against Fort Morgan and nullify about a 23-yard gain.
Yeah, so
without a doubt.
Going to be holding.
Well, that's too bad. And it will be a hold against Fort Morgan, and both officials saw it. Second big penalty against Fort Morgan. They had one on a completion earlier, ineligible man downfield. Well, Fort Morgan scored their touchdown on a 2nd and 15. They've scored this year on a 1st and 36, on a 4th and 12. But, man, this one's a big one now. Third down and 20 yards to go from their own 20.
Yeah, this has got to be all cleaned up during practice this week and what's left of this game, or it'll be a short Friday night next week.
On the left hash mark, or a long one, so to speak. Trips to the right. Whately back to throw. No pressure. Deep up the right side. Ortega's out there, incomplete though. Well, that's a long throw to make to the 42-yard line of Fort Morgan in front of the Mountain View bench. 4th down, and the Mustangs will have to punt for the second time in the game. And Wheatley is 1 out of 4 for 72 yards. And that 72-yard pass, he only threw it about 4 yards forward. And then Ortega did the rest.
Yep, it's reminiscent of what we saw earlier in the year and what we saw last week. So
Frank Ortega to punt, standing inside his own 10-yard line. Looks like Evan Ediger is one of those back deep to receive, along with, looks like Nick Garcia. That snaps a little bit off to his right. He gets it off, fluttering punt. It'll take a huge Mustang rolls. It bounces at the 47 of Mountain View, and now to the 29-yard line. Boy, that's one heck of a punt for Ortega. 51 yards with a bounce for Frank Ortega. That is the benefit of the turf.
Yeah, he's got the right spin on it, and it hits, and it just rolls. So nice job by Ortega.
First and 10 for Mountain View at their own 29-yard line. Western Engineering Consultants. Get your project started the right way with Western Engineering Consultants, another outstanding sponsor of Morgan County Athletics. And not just a bank in Colorado, they're Bank of Colorado, another proud supporter of local sports and academics. First and 10 for Mountain View at their own 29-yard line. Under centers, Lubiani. There's the give on the right side. I think Grotto might be back in the game across the 30 to the 31. Short gain of 2. Yeah, he's still getting up a little bit gimpy, but he's so shifty, and he picks up close to 3 yards. That's his first carry since the opening quarter. 2nd down and 7 to go. And for Grotto, that is his 6th carry for 22 yards. And Mountain View is accomplishing exactly what they want. It's a close game, and we are under 4.5 minutes. In fact, 4:15 to go, 2nd quarter. 2nd down and 7 at their own 32-yard line. There's the toss left to Grotto. Tries to swing it to the outside. He's got a seam to the 35, and he's taken out of bounds at the 38, but close to a 1st down. As Frank Ortega and others, including Yanez and Fajardo, were there. Let's check the spot. I think he's going to be a little bit short. They'll backtrack him to the 37, a gain of 5. 3rd down and 2 to go for Mountain View.
Yeah, he couldn't quite get that corner turned. He almost had it, and then he got plowed out of bounds.
And Mountain View's a 2-4 football team this year.
Yep.
And they are hanging with Fort Morgan very nicely. In fact, with the exception of one play, they've outplayed Fort Morgan. 3rd and 2 from the 37-yard line. This will be a toss right to Grotto. Tries to bounce it to the outside. He's thrown down for a loss by Fajardo. Flagged down. And it's a loss back to the 33, a loss of 4. And if this is against Mountain View, this will be declined. And they will have to punt. I would assume this is going to be against the Mountain Lions after the loss of 4. The preliminary indication is holding against Mountain View. That'll be declined. And they will have to punt. And Braden Fajardo with a tremendous tackle. And they'll wind that clock once again. Right now that clock is not moving, but normally after a penalty, with the ball being kept in bounds, they would wind that clock. Yep. It says 3:58 to go.
Now they got it.
Walker to his own 19-yard line awaiting the snap. Perfect snap. He gets it off a low line drive. There was a bump there, and there's going to be a flag on Fort Morgan. That should be running into the punter. That should not be a 1st down, but it's going to be close, actually. That's not a roughing, as it was fair caught out there at the 35.
Yeah.
Now that might change it. It'll be 4th and 1, but that's not a roughing. If it's a roughing, that's a horrendous call. A running into, yes, but not a roughing.
Yeah.
And
see, they may put it down here and back Fort Morgan up or take it here. I'm not sure what they're...
Well, it would be a 4th and 1, but that'd be a huge risk going for it at their own 38-yard line. However, they've run the ball fairly well. But it is a running into the punter, not a roughing. Yeah, if you're going to get that close, you got to get a paw on the football. Let's see, are they going to actually go for it on this 4th and 1? Because they're going to go back towards the original line of scrimmage and I think walk it off. With 3 minutes and 44 seconds to go, second quarter, Fort Morgan leads Mountain View 7-0. A screen pass from Wheatley to Frank Ortega that went for 72 yards. And it will be a running into the punter. It's not going to be a first down. Yeah, why was the official walking the wrong way? Yeah. And don't get confused. You're the lead official out there. All right, this should be a 4th down. Are they spotting that right?
Is it the 33?
Yeah, they're spotting it right. 4th and 1. At the 38-yard line. They're going to go for it. You know what they're going to – this will be a quarterback sneak, I would think.
Yeah, they did that last time.
Yeah, and that quarterback sneak went for 7. Mustangs have to be ready. On a 4th and 1 from the 38-yard line. And this will be the sneak right side. Mustangs trying to hold him up, but they're going to get the first down. Still going across the 40 and breaking it into the secondary at the 40-yard line. Now down to the 30. That's going to go for a touchdown by Lubiani. They had him held up, and instead he goes 62 yards. Is there a flag down?
Flag at the 49, and I don't know what that would.
Well, let's see. Yeah, that's right in front of the Fort Morgan bench unless it fell out of an official's pocket, but I don't think it did.
It could be a sideline interference on the Mustangs.
Well, the 62-yard touchdown would count. Yeah, that probably would be it, and it's going to be a touchdown for Mountain View. 62 yards for the quarterback, Lubiani.
Yep.
And it is a sideline warning, a penalty against Fort Morgan. But just a ridiculous penalty. I mean, it was a penalty against Fort Morgan on special teams. And now the extra point can tie the game. And I'm telling you, the Mustangs are in huge trouble right now. We're only in the second quarter, but we're late in the second quarter. And this is still anybody's ball game. Now the extra point attempt. Perfect snap. The kick is up, and that one is good by Jake Walker. 3.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Mountain View is in upset mode. It's Fort Morgan 7, Mountain View 7. On B106, B106.com and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. On a 4th and 1, Cooper Lubiani goes 62 yards. Mountain View's tied the game at 7. Fajardo backs up at the 5, running to his left to the 15, back to the middle to the 20, a seam to the 25, still on his feet. And Mountain View wraps up at the 30, and Mountain View did something that Fort Morgan did not do, wrapping up, because that should have been a 2-yard gain. Instead it went for 62.
Yeah, I don't know. He gets in behind that offensive line and just like they can't find him. And all of a sudden he breaks out of there and away he goes. I don't understand why they can't locate him in there, but it happened.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 30-yard line. I heard a fan say before the game down there for Mountain View, we're going to beat Fort Morgan tonight. And I was thinking, wow, that's going to take a monumental effort. But so far, so good. Tied at 7. And Fort Morgan is getting outplayed by this Mountain View team that is 2-4 going into. The Mustangs are 5-0, so they got to get serious right now. Lining up on the left hash mark with 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Briggs Wheatley, the quarterback, with a man in motion. That's Fajardo. There's the give to Ortega. Off right tackle, a big seam across the 35, and then spun down at the 38-yard line for a gain of 8. 2nd down and 2. The tackle was made by Dalton Bartholome. And close to the 39. That's by far the best carry that Ortega's had tonight. He has struggled to find room. And now we have a Mustang down. That's the last thing they need. Let's see if that's Oscar Ramirez.
Yep.
Who is down at the 34-yard line. They cannot afford any injuries considering they already were dinged up before last week's game. And now the football's back at the 38. I wonder how they do that math. They kind of move the football during a timeout. I thought it was an 8-yard gain anyway. But why not stay consistent with the spot of the football? So Ramirez is being attended to. High Plains Bank and Wiggins, another outstanding sponsor of Morgan County Athletics, and now he's limping. Got that ankle turned a little bit. He looks okay, but certainly not 100%. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. The Mustangs want to make sure that Mountain View does not get the football again in the second quarter. as Fort Morgan, in a 7-7 game, received the opening kickoff, so Mountain View receives a second half kickoff. Clock is running, under 3 minutes to go. Second quarter, 2nd down and 2 to go for the Mustangs. At their own 38-yard line, Wheatley, play action, rolls out to his left, wide open and caught at the 48-yard line to Fernando Marquez. It's a gain of 13 yards and a first down for the Mustangs, and that is Mustang football, utilizing a top-notch quarterback and Marquez, who's caught his first pass of the game. That wasn't called back by penalty.
Right. He looked like he had 2 or 3 choices on that left side over there. He went for Marquez, the deeper receiver.
Trips to the right on 1st and 10 from the Mountain View 49-yard line. There was a flinch there by a Mountain Lion, but did not encroach whatsoever. Wheatley now barking out the signals. One receiver split out to the left. That's Elvin Yanez. Let's see if Wheatley runs with a football. That's a quarterback draw. He's got it to the 45-yard line, back towards the middle, and then he's turned around right there, got to the 44 for a pickup of 5. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Aiden Cornelius was around the football. That's Wheatley's 4th carry for 34 yards. The clock is not a factor yet, and it shouldn't be for Fort Morgan because of the 3 timeouts. They've got 2:20 to go before halftime. 2nd down and 5 for Fort Morgan at the 44-yard line, middle of the field in Mountain View territory. 2 receivers split each side. 1 setback, that's Ortega. Play action. Wheatley deep up the left side, incomplete. Right side, I should say. Mosqueda was out there at the 20-yard line, but well overthrown by about 3 or 4 yards. And they're anticipating Wheatley throwing some of those long passes, but he's been off target.
Yep. That's kind of the way it was last week. couldn't reel him in there, but see what we can do here on 3rd and 5.
At the 44-yard line of Mountain View. Again, 2 receivers split out to each side. Frank Ortega is the lone setback. Mountain View with only 4 in the box, guarding against the pass. Quarterback keeper up the middle. First down at the 35. Wheatley to the 30, and he dives to the 29. Briggs Wheatley with a gain of 15. Another double-digit run for the Mustang senior quarterback. And he's now up to 49 yards. First down for the Mustangs at the 29. The clock stops for the movement of the chains. And now under 2 minutes to go, 2nd quarter. Yeah, no reason to hurry whatsoever. Because Mountain View's not a passing team. They've completed a couple of passes, but you give them less than a minute to go, unless they break off a fluke play like they did for the touchdown, they won't be able to score. There's a handoff, a delayed handoff to Ortega along the left side of the 20. Ortega's free to the 10. He cuts inside to the 5, and now he's chased down from behind at about the 3. Frank Ortega with by far his best run of the night. 1st and goal for Fort Morgan. And the gain is going to be about 20. Let's see, they're going to give him the 4. It's a gain of 25 for Frank Ortega.
Yeah, nice job there by the line that time. He cut it outside and found the opening.
There's the give to Ortega, stutter stepping. He bowls his way to about the 3, maybe the 2. Yeah, I think they'll only give him. Well, it doesn't look like they get much. I mean, maybe half a yard. They'll spot the football. Yeah, it's no gain. I thought he advanced. But it looks like it's at the 4-yard line again. We've got 58 seconds to go. Mustangs have all 3 timeouts. 2nd down and goal. If Fort Morgan doesn't score here, they'll call a timeout. Because now we're under 45 seconds to go. On 2nd and goal. Wheatley is going to take it himself, left side, and Wheatley to the goal line, and he stopped at the 1. And now Fort Morgan will take a timeout, you would think. We're down to 35 seconds to go. It's a gain of 3. Again, no need to hurry, but you don't want to get inside of 15 seconds. Yeah. And now Ty Davies calls a timeout with 29 seconds to go. And this is outstanding clock management.
Yeah, they've done a nice job here. Not leaving any time on the clock here for Mountain View, so only 1 yard left here. This is a 70-yard drive. See if we can cap it off here.
Now keep in mind, it is a third down. So 3rd and goal at the 1. Wheatley's still your best option.
Yeah.
And he's not lining up under center even at the 1-yard line. That might change on this play. We'll see. But Frank Ortega's only rattled off a couple of decent runs. He had a huge run there of 25 yards on this drive.
I think maybe with Wheatley in that pistol formation on the run, he can kind of see that hole. Maybe he can pick a hole there that he wants to go in instead of just, either off a left guard or right guard.
That's a good point. That range of vision certainly does help him read the defense. And again, he's he's going under center. 3rd and goal from the 1. Wheatley, quarterback keeper, right up the middle. That sneak, is he in? And no whistle yet. No signal yet. They're going to have to call another timeout. He's down inside the 1. 15 seconds to go. I think the Mustangs are going to let the clock roll all the way down to about 3 or 4.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to let it roll to about 3 or 4 seconds. And now a timeout is called with 5. I should have let them roll down to even less than that.
Yeah, so there was time for one play.
Yeah, because if they score here on this play, there'll be time for another play.
Yeah.
Because there's 5.9 seconds to go. Wheatley did not get in. It's 4th and goal. And this could be a game-changing play. The Mustangs don't get in.
Yeah. Yeah, they gotta put this in.
But again, I think that tells you what Fort Morgan unfortunately is not about, and that's being able to push the opposition, because Mountain View has done that with great efficiency,
Right.
and Fort Morgan has not.
Yeah, they couldn't push to get the 1 yard, or at least according to the refs, they didn't get the 1 yard anyway. So.
And Brian, that ball is closer to the goal line than it is to the 1.
Yeah.
I mean, they just need inches. I mean, that looks like they're about, and we're obviously a ways away, but it looks like there may be a couple of inches from crossing the plane to the goal. 4th down and goal to go on about the 2-inch line. Wheatley 5 yards behind center. There's the snap. Handoff to Ortega, left side. He's in there for a touchdown. Yep. Frank Ortega off left tackle scores his 2nd touchdown of the game. This one coming with 2.4 seconds to go in the opening half. And Fort Morgan leads 13-7. And now a critical extra point is coming up. We'll have a very brief recap at halftime. We have an extended halftime show. But Fort Morgan's offense has been limited in this game. Extra point to be attempted by Brandon Marquez. And the kick is up, and that one is inside the left upright. It's good. We'll keep it right here. 2.4 seconds to go. That was Brian kind of breathing or sighing.
Yeah.
Were you breathing a sigh of relief or sighing a breath of relief?
I wasn't sure it went in. It looked like it was curving off to the left.
It did. It did. Well, let's tell you right now, the Mustangs, 170 yards of total offense. 85 through the air, 85 on the ground. Consistent, but it's still, I thought they had less than that.
Yeah, it's been a tough go, that's for sure. Mountain View is sure not letting down. That's for sure. Well, Northridge only beat them like 14-0, and Northridge is a fairly decent team. I know they're ranked high in the RPI, so.
Yep, and we can tell you right now, 126 yards of offense for Mountain View, 170 for Fort Morgan, and that's because of a couple of big plays, especially the 72-yard touchdown. We'll have a very short break, and then we'll get to our extended halftime show here with 2.4 seconds to go. There should be maybe a squib here by Frank Ortega. You don't want to set up a return that could be dangerous for Fort Morgan if they don't cover it appropriately. Ortega looks over at his teammates. And this will be a squib, and it's hit by a Mountain View player, fielded, and trying to break out of a tackle is Felton. Has the left sideline. He's going to run out of room. He's got to reverse his field, and now McCoy takes him down, and the ball is fumbled, but it doesn't matter. That's the final play as Charlie Langford goes down in a pile of the opening half. With the score, Fort Morgan 14, and the Mountain View Mountain Lions 7. We will take a 1-minute break, come back with a scoring recap right after this. on B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Mustang Halftime Show is brought to you by Stubbs Gas and Oil. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car at Stubbs Gas and Oil. John Beltran along with Brian Nickel. The Mustangs lead 14-7 at halftime. A 72-yard touchdown from Briggs Wheatley to Frank Ortega. Then on a 4th and 1, a 62-yarder by Cooper Lubiani in a play that should have been made, Brian. That really kept Mountain View in the game.
Yeah, that there's no reason they shouldn't have been able to wrap him up in there someplace, but the Mountain View offensive line did their job.
And then the 1-yard touchdown run by Ortega just before the end of the second quarter. Briggs Wheatley passing is 2 out of 6 for 85 yards. And Ortega 33 yards on 8 carries. Wheatley's got 52 yards on 7 carries. And then the leading rusher, of course, is Lubiani, 2 carries for 65 yards. Isaiah Grotto had 8 for 23 there in the opening half for Mountain View. Okay, we'll take a 30-second break. We'll come back with the rest of our halftime show. Fort Morgan 14, Mountain View 7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran with Brian Nickel as we get ready here for the second half with the Mustangs leading the game over the Mountain View Mountain Lions 14-7, but not a very comfortable first half for Fort Morgan, Brian.
No, it was ugly football that first half, that was for sure. That last drive looked nice, had a couple of good drives, but other than that, they did not look good.
And to kick it off here will be Brandon Marquez. There's a couple of deep to receive there for Mountain View. High and deep, and it'll bounce at the 3 into the end zone. Nice kick.
Yep.
By Marquez. If there's a wind, we know it's blowing from the direction Marquez kicked it in, considering that the Mountain View kicker also had an impressive kick to begin the game.
Yeah, the flags are hanging pretty still, so.
Yep. Let's see if Fort Morgan can make any adjustments or just play better defensively. With a football for Mountain View to begin the drive at the 20-yard line. Yeah, and the Mustangs have just got to come out strong and physical. I don't think they were very physical in the first half.
No, they were just outplayed basically in that first half. Although they lead 14-7, but they were pretty well manhandled.
Cooper Lubiani is the quarterback. 5 yards behind center, running back to his left on 1st and 10 for the 20. Man in motion to the left is Grotto, and there's the give off to the right side, and still it is fade across the 25 to the 30, and that's going to be Felton again. Nope. That time it's Dalton Bartholomew, and it's a gain of 10 and a first down here for Mountain View. That was a quick hitter.
Yeah, off the right side there. They've got to figure that out tonight before next week shows up.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line here. Man in motion to the right under center, and there's the give right up the gut, and nothing as driven back is the first back through. And that's Bartholomew. No gain. There are about 3 or 4 Mustangs. You're going to have to gang tackle at this point, Brian. They can't do it any other way.
Yeah, they can't seem to do it single-handedly. They keep pulling out of those tackles, but nice job by that defensive line and maybe a couple of linebackers to plug that hole.
2nd down and 10 to go for Mountain View. 14-7 Fort Morgan just underway here in the third quarter. The Mustangs have a 72-yard touchdown pass from Ortega, from Wheatley to Ortega, and then a 1-yard run by Ortega. Grotto's in motion to the right. 2nd and 10 from their own 30-yard line. 2 receivers split each side. Naked backfield now. Another man in motion to the right, and that's going to be a delay of game.
Yep.
A delay of game against Mountain View. Alex Blanco was out there motioning to the right, but they took too much time to get that play off. And we know this is not a passing team.
Yeah, what they've shown, though, has been, he's been pretty crisp. But
that's true, yeah. The limited number of passes have been successful.
But they just don't do it very often. They want to run clock and control line of scrimmage.
Well, they're running clock without a play. 2nd down and 15 from their own 25-yard line. Trips to the left and 2 receivers to the right. An empty backfield. On 2nd and 15, Lubiani, quarterback draw right up the middle. He's got nothing. He is hammered. I think he didn't take enough time. It was more like a quarterback run. Normally you take a couple of steps back and wait for the hole to develop, but he ran into a wall there with Corey Schlegel right in the middle of that, along with Jesse Kappa. 3rd and 15 to go for Mountain View, just beyond their own 25-yard line, and that's the way you play defense if you're Fort Morgan.
Yeah, that's what they were needing to do in that first half when he broke that long one. They just couldn't find him.
And this will be a passing situation with 9:39 to go in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers out to the left, nobody out to the right. 1 setback on 3rd and 15. This will be a give off to the right side to Grotto for a yard. I guess they were just looking for hopefully getting a big gain to the 26. Nothing there. David Keller and around the football to make the play along with Timothy Paxton. 4th down and 14 to go. This is kind of what we expected in the first half defensively for Fort Morgan. Now let's see if they can turn it over to the offense. They're going to get very good field position. Jake Walker standing at his own 11. Perfect snap. Here comes a light rush. He nearly blocked a low line drive, and it nearly hit off a Mustang. Got to watch out there down at the 42-yard line. Well, that was nearly a disaster for Fort Morgan. A punt of 32 yards, and the Mustangs have good field position. I thought initially it might have been blocked, Brian. It was punted so low, punted so incredibly low.
Yeah, I thought I don't know if he hurried it, thought it was going to be blocked, but it wasn't a good punt, but he got a nice bounce out of it.
1st and 10 for Fort Morgan at their own 42-yard line, up 14-7, 8:54 to go, 3rd quarter. Game time temp was 48 degrees, now down to 42. And when it's cold, it doesn't necessarily make for an efficient passing game, but it's not that cold. On 1st down, and the ball is dropped by Wheatley. He picks it up, runs to his left, and he stutter steps, and he tries to break out of a tackle, and he's taken down at the 39 for a loss of 3. So some confusion for the Mustangs on that play.
Yeah, when he dropped it on the snap, that just threw the timing off of everything.
Well, Wheatley had 7 carries for 52 yards by halftime. 2nd down and 13 to go for Fort Morgan at their own 39-yard line. You've had a 25-yard run by Ortega, 72-yard pass from Wheatley to Ortega, and that's about it. There was a 13-yard pass to Marquez. 2 receivers split each side. Back to throw. Wheatley out to his right, caught by Marquez. Breaks a tackle to 45, back to the inside. He's going to be tackled at the 47. It's a gain of 8, but a nice move there by Fernando Marquez to free himself and pick up some positive yardage.
Yeah, nice hands. Well, they got somebody down for Mountain View on the far side, it looks like, but nice hands out there by Marquez.
Oh, now they're getting up, but he's going to have to come out of the game because they did stop the clock. And now that sets up a 3rd down. A 3rd down for Fort Morgan at their own 47, 5 yards to go. They have to get to the 48 of Mountain View. As the clock will restart, 7:45 to go, 3rd quarter. Fort Morgan 14, Mountain View 7. Could be 4-down territory if they pick up about 3 or 4 yards in this play, but 4th and 5, I think they'd punt. 3rd and 5 right now. 1 receiver out to the right, that's Marquez. 2 split to the left. Wheatley with a 2-step drop, throws out to his right, caught by Marquez. 1st down at the 40, a stiff arm to the 39. Fernando Marquez did it again, and it's a gain of 14 yards and a 1st down. 3rd catch for the Fort Morgan senior for 34 yards.
I like the way he catches that ball. He puts his hand right out there in front, doesn't let the ball come into his body, catches it with his hands.
Right up to the line of scrimmage at the 39. Quick snap, play action. Deep up the right side. Marquez is out there, a dive, and he's caught it inside the 10 to the 9. A tremendous catch by Fernando Marquez. It's a gain of 29. 1st and goal at the 10. And I'm glad he didn't get hurt on that play because he just laid out for that football.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to come out of the game. He needs a breather there.
Yeah, there was a Mountain View called timeout, I believe. So.
Well, they need to regroup because they weren't ready for that one.
Well, that was the first time that Fort Morgan came up to the line of scrimmage and didn't wait for the signal till, for the clock to run down. They came up, got lined up, snapped it, and
Well, they've always had a no-huddle offense, but that
Right.
was a no-huddle hurry-up
Right.
offense.
I'm glad they did. I was hoping I would see that sometime where they would maybe catch the defense
And that
not
was
quite ready.
Yeah,
so.
that was a simple fade, Brian.
Yeah, and and the defender was hand fighting him for a little ways. I mean, he finally broke loose there at the end, but Briggs laid it right out there for him, and he went after it. And
Yeah,
came
that's a
down
heck
with
of a catch
Oh, yeah.
on a cold night like that to stretch out. That's one heck of a catch there by Fernando Marquez, his 4th reception of the game for 64 yards. First and goal for the Mustangs. The nose of the football's inside the 10-yard line. And now let's see. Frank Ortega has not touched the ball, I believe, on this drive. They've got 2 running backs out there. Now Ortega lines up as an inside receiver to the left. Levi McCoy to the right. Briggs Wheatley. And I think that Mountain View jumped along the right side. The linebacker tried to come through. And now it's going to be first and goal at the 5.
Yeah, they're kind of imploding on themselves right now.
First and goal at the 5-yard line. Naked backfield. Naked backfield usually means one thing, that Briggs Wheatley is going to take the ball himself. We'll find out. 1 receiver out to the right. That's Chase Redding. 3 to the left. On the inside slot to the right is Levi McCoy. Or is that Ramirez? Let's see.
No, that's Levi.
And there's the direct snap. Wheatley himself to the 2. He dives to the end zone. And did he score? He's right at the goal line. Touchdown, Briggs Wheatley. 5 yards out. Wheatley has a touchdown pass. Wheatley has a touchdown run. And the Mustangs lead by double digits for the first time in the game. It's 20-7 in Loveland.
That's what they were needing. Take that first possession and take it down and put it in the end zone. They've already looked better than they did that first half.
Well, and they did it off a defensive stop, too. Now the extra point to be attempted here by Brandon Marquez off the hold of Charlie Langford. The kick is up, and that is a beauty by Brandon Marquez. 7 minutes, 6 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Fort Morgan, ranked 3rd in the state, now leads Mountain View from Ray Patterson Field 21-7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Elvin Yanez makes the tackle off the return to about the 28-yard line. Frank Ortega with a kickoff, a return of about 20 yards. And the return man looked like it was, I think that might have been Evan Ediger. Nonetheless, the Fort Morgan Mustangs, Brian, have extended the lead on a very nice drive.
Yeah, that was a nice drive. They started initially at the 42, and then they had to go from their 39-yard line in 5 plays. Wheatley takes it in from 5 yards out.
First and 10 for Mountain View with 6:55 to go, 3rd quarter. And Fort Morgan with a 21-7 lead at their own 28-yard line. Man in motion to the right. Under center is Lubiani. Hands it off to the deep back and running right across the 30 to the 31. We could have had a man in motion prior to that. Looked like Felton on the carry. Check that. Yep, it was. But let's see if that's a penalty on Mountain View after the gain of 3. Yeah, I think somebody started upfield because that can't be a hold that quickly.
No. No, it had to be motion or something.
Illegal shift against Mountain View. First down and 15 now. And again, they're not a passing team, so they're going to put Fort Morgan in a very favorable position if they continue to commit mistakes like that. At the 23-yard line. Under center this time is Lubiani. First and 15 from the 23. This will be a give to Feltner running right. A big seam across the 30. He bumps into a defender, and he's still on his feet to the 32, maybe the 33. Another positive gain there. It's a gain of about 9, close to 10 before the tackle was made. We'll call it 2nd down and 5. Fajardo makes the tackle. Now that's 8 carries for 25 yards. for the Mountain View running back, Daniel Felton.
Timeout Mountain View.
Well, that's their second time out of the quarter.
They didn't get the right personnel in there.
Well, that's going to cost them big time, because if they're in this game in the fourth quarter and they need timeouts, they're not going to be able to use them because they've only got one remaining. And they used up 2 timeouts with only 5 minutes and 55 seconds expiring here in the third quarter. Fort Morgan leads 21-7. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke. Premier Farm Credit. Second down and 5, but Mountain View still is running the football with some decent regularity.
Yeah, they're that's what their forte is. That's what they're doing, and they're finding those openings there either side, basically, and Fort Morgan's not doing a real good job of tackling initially.
Yeah, they've had some decent one-on-one tackles, but you got to gang tackle, and you got to go low, too. Too many of these hits are high above the waist. Second down and 5 at the 33-yard line. Lubiani under center. Felton in motion to the right. There's the give on the counter to the inside back across the 35, and that is close to a first down by Bartholomew at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5. They're going to give him the first down. They're right at the sticks.
Yep.
Ortega was around the football. So was Levi McCoy, but they're going to move those sticks.
Yeah, they're getting 4, 5, 6 yards a game.
Bartholomew with a pickup of 5 and a first down for Mountain View. At the 38-yard line. Yeah, the way they're going, if they don't break up a big play but still retain possession, they're going to take this almost to the fourth quarter, even though we still have 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go. In the third, 1st and 10 from the 38. A handoff right side, Felton, and he cannot go anywhere. Tried to run to his right, back to his left. Too many Mustangs there. As that play was cleaned up. But the initial penetration looked like it came from Colin Duckworth. Check at Timothy Paxton. Second down and 10 to go. I mean, one thing is tackling. The other thing is getting into the backfield as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, they got back in there and held him to no gain, but nice job by that defensive line on that play.
Yeah, you want as much lateral shifting as possible by the running backs for Mountain View instead of that full steam ahead. On 2nd and 10, out of the pistol formation, man in motion to the left. Lubiani, quick drop, looks to throw. Over the middle, the pass is incomplete. Broken up at the 44-yard line. That was tight coverage.
Daniel Cerna.
Yep, but that was, is that a fullback there? They were throwing it to an underneath man. 3rd down and 10. Only the 4th pass attempted by Lubiani.
And that was nice defense there by Cerna. He was right on him.
And I know that the temperature's dropped, but it feels like it's dropped 20 degrees since the beginning of the game, because that's what we've been sitting outside. 3rd down and 10 yards to go for Mountain View at their own 38-yard line. 21-7 Fort Morgan. 4:43 remaining. Third quarter. Trips to the left. Lubiani back to throw. Deep drop. Sets it up. Out to his left. Caught by Felton. Tries to spin away, but he's taken down at the 36. 3 Mustangs right there. It's going to be a loss of about 1 or 2 yards. And too many Mustangs, starting with Jesse Campa to make the play. 4th down and 11. And they're going to have to punt it. Fort Morgan was right there. Assignment football at its very best.
Yeah, they look good there. A couple of guys stood him up. And then Frankie Ortega was trying to rip it out of there, but he held on to it. Brings up 4th down.
Jake Walker to punt. Marquez and Fajardo standing just outside their own 30-yard line. The snap is right there, and the rush is there, but the end-over-end punt takes a bounce and takes a few bounces. Marquez is going to field it, and now the ball is bobbled by Marquez, and it's recovered by Mountain View. Why did he try to pick it up? Mountain View has it inside the 20 of Fort Morgan to the 19, recovered by Bartholomew. Marquez should have let it roll and get away from the football. As soon as he touched it, he was hit, and he never had control of the ball, and Mountain View is knocking on the door.
Yeah, that was not a smart move at all.
You could have taken that into the fourth quarter with control and a 21-7 lead, and now Mountain View can make this a 7-point game. The ball had already rolled about 7 or 8 yards, and for some reason Marquez thought he could do something, but there were defenders charging in on him, and as soon as he touched the ball, he got hammered and never had control. 1st and 10. Under center at the Mustang 19, already in the red zone. Lubiani on the pitch right. It's going to be a halfback pass towards the end zone. It's intercepted by Ortega at the goal line, and he's out of bounds at the 2. Oh, they went to some trickery and picked off at the goal line. I believe that was thrown over there by Bauman. And Fort Morgan has come up with a critical turnover after the trick. One right back in Mountain View's face. And the Mustangs were ready for it, Brian.
Yeah, Frankie was right there in front of him. He wasn't open at all. If he would have got it over him, he was behind him a little bit, but it wasn't a lofted pass.
He went out of bounds, they're going to say, at the 1. The Mustangs are 99 yards away. Their longest touchdown this year was a 92-yarder by Ortega. 3:46 to go, third quarter. 1st and 10, Fort Morgan is at their own 1-yard line. Naked backfield right now. Back to throw is Wheatley, setting up deep over the middle. Ortega's out there. He's got it to 35. Ortega to the 50. Ortega with speed to burn at the 30. Along the right sideline to the 20. Ortega to the 10, to the 5. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? Touchdown. 99 yards. Holy mahungus.
Amazing.
Coast to coast. And the Mustangs lead 27-7.
What, do they got a flag? There's a flag here at the 39. What?
Yeah, but Briggs Wheatley says it's against Mountain View.
Might be sideline interference.
A 99-yard touchdown pass. Boy, I wish I had that one on video, but it's so cold out here. Just to get my fingers on a camera is going to be tough. And Ortega, who's got incredible hands and tremendous speed, was able to outrace the defender. And Briggs Wheatley and Frank Ortega have connected on easily the longest play in Fort Morgan football history. They were inside their own 1-yard line. And Charlie Langford to hold for Brandon Marquez. It's down, the kick is up, and that is good. What do you say? Fort Morgan can score in any way from any distance. 2 receptions for Frank Ortega for 171 yards, and both have gone for touchdowns. And with 3.5 to go in the third, the Mustangs lead 28-7. Brian, I'll let you talk.
I'm speechless. I mean, he got in the defense wasn't that bad. He was just maybe a yard or 2 past him, but Wheatley put it right where it needed to be. He grabbed it, and then it was all Frankie from there on. But holy cow,
it was not a good throw. It was a great throw. Yeah. It was a great pass. Wow, right down the middle of the field. That was the same pattern they had last week that went for the 40 on the 1st and 36 from the 47. Same pattern, but they had to cover so much more distance. And a lot of the passing yardage is credited to Wheatley, but he hasn't thrown for the 72-yarder went for about 4 yards. That was about a 35-40-yard pass. And Frank Ortega went the rest of the way.
See, that was all set up by the fumble by Marquez.
And then the interception by Ortega. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if Marquez doesn't commit that mistake.
It was all in the plan.
And now to kick it off is Marquez. Brandon Marquez deep into the end zone. Bounces at the 4. You know, no matter how poorly Fort Morgan plays at times, that offense is fun to watch. Why? Yep. Big play capability. They have 2 touchdowns this year over 90 yards, and both by Frank Ortega. Yep. One on the ground, and that was almost on the ground. But he kept going. That one defender was right there, but he kept outrunning him, and he nearly had him at about the 10-yard line, but Frank Ortega said he was not going to be denied.
Yep, he had that angle on him running to the right side of the field, and amazing. Simply amazing.
1st and 10 for Mountain View at their own 20-yard line. They were down by 7 at halftime. They now trail by 21. An incredible play Under center, Lubiani. Back to throw. Actually, that's Bauman. Throws underneath. It's caught along the sideline. It's about the 24, 25-yard line. So Bauman is now the quarterback with that receiver all the way across the way. That might be Nicholson again. I think that's Nicholson. Second down and 5 to go. They stay in bounds, so the clock moves under 3 minutes to go in the third. Well, that's what they have to do. They got to bring in Bauman because running is not going to help them get back into the game. They got to pass. Under center, 2nd and 5 from the 25. This will be a handoff along the right side and thrown for maybe a loss, but back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 5, and getting out there, David Keller making the play, and that might have been, was that Grotto? That was Grotto, but he's had very few carries in this half. In fact, in this half, that's 2 carries for 1 yard, and a great play by Keller. 3rd down and 5. Looks like Aiden Wallace is going to be checking out of the game. Nope, now he's back in. They got to have somebody else out of the lineup. 3rd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
That's Grotto coming out.
That is Grotto. Here's Bauman under center. 1 setback on 3rd and 5 from the 25. Man in motion. Bauman is going to roll to his left. Wants to take off with the football. He's going to be thrown for a loss. He's going to be sacked at the 33-yard line. A sack of 2 yards, and that is Randall Paxton. 4th down and 7. Brian, are we seeing another edition of second-half Fort Morgan Mustang football?
It looks like it. I'd like to be a fly on the wall at halftime just to see what's being said in that locker room, because whatever it is right. Because they come out and they're a whole different team when they come out that second half.
You know, it's the bipolar version. I mean, I know that might not be the appropriate term, but it's black and white, so to speak, or it's extremes. There's a late check-in for Mountain View. They're going to have to call their final timeout.
Yep.
Wow. All your timeouts have been used in the third quarter. Coach Fry could not be happy about that. 28-7, Fort Morgan with 1:13 to go in the third. They have complete control of this game. Complete control of this game after what they've done just in this third quarter alone. A 5-yard run by Briggs Wheatley, a 99. That's right, a 99-yard touchdown pass as well. And Fort Morgan is in business. They'll get the football, and they'll take it into the fourth quarter, you would think, with possession. And you know that there was no hesitation calling that play. No. Backed up into your own end zone.
Well, that's when they've been at their best. I mean, it seems like when they're first, second, third, and long, they seem to be at their best.
They are. It's insane.
Maybe they could come out and just tell the refs we want to be 1st and 15 to start off.
Good point. You know, make it 6-man football. Yeah. 1st and 15 there.
Right.
Or have 3 downs like you do in Canadian football. Walker to punt, and he gets it off a low line drive, and the Mustangs will let it bounce, get away from that. And boy, a Mustang just really ran away from that at the 44-yard line of Fort Morgan. And Luke Wolf was treating that like it was a hot potato. At the 43, Fort Morgan in great field position on their own side of the field. 64 seconds to go. We're in the third quarter. The Mustangs, they were tied at 7 at one point right before halftime. Now they've scored 21 unanswered and lead 28-7. Last week they scored 3 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes of the third against Niwot. Fajardo and Marquez, the receivers out to the left. Yanez to the right. Will this be a running situation on 1st and 10 for the 43-yard line? I'm sure they want to take it again to the fourth quarter with possession. Low snap. Wheatley looking to throw deep up the left side, and the receiver and the defender go down. Let's see if Fajardo was interfered with at the 37-yard line, but there is a flag at the 30.
Yeah, that was the ref looking back this way, or at the pass interference, but the ref coming on the sideline over there, I think they maybe call it just incidental contact.
Yeah, they're going to wave this off, I bet. I think they're just going to wave it off and say 2nd down and 10.
We'll see who wins the argument over there.
Yep. It is waved off. 2nd down and 10 off the incomplete pass from Wheatley. Makes sense, Brian.
Yeah, it was all unintentional. They just got mixed up over there, and they both went down.
Wheatley in this game, 5 out of 10 passing for 221 yards. 5 completions for 221.
Almost half of that was on one play.
2nd down and 10. This should be a handoff for a Wheatley keeper. In motion to the left is Fajardo. And Wheatley will keep it to the 45, now to the 50, and he dives across the 50 to the 49. It's a gain of 8 before the tackle is made. 3rd down and 2 to go for Fort Morgan. They'll have to run one more play before the 3rd quarter expires.
Nice push by the offensive line on that play. Made a nice hole for Wheatley.
3rd down and 2 to go.
But that snap back has got to be worked on a little bit. That's a couple of times it's been on the ground.
Wheatley 5 yards behind center. Ortega to his left. 3rd down and 2. Hand off to Frank, stutter stepping to the outside. Now he breaks a tackle on a 1st down. He was going to be tackled at about the 49. He got to the 46. A gain of 3 for Ortega. And we head to the 4th quarter with the score. Fort Morgan 28, Mountain View 7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs with a 28-7 lead as we head to the 4th quarter over Mountain View here in Loveland. I'm John Beltran along with Brian Nickel. And, what we saw there in the 3rd quarter was just incredible. A 99-yard connection with Wheatley to Ortega. And now the Mustangs looking to tack on to the lead. They've scored 14 points in the 3rd, and now they have 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of Mountain View. Again, looking over to the sideline for play instructions. And you need some style points to win. You don't want to win this game by 7 or 10 points. And now,
man, that was quick.
We have a delay of game against Fort Morgan. How does that happen? Come on, guys. That's ridiculous. A delay of game coming out of a quarter? That looks like what would have happened in the 1st half.
Yeah, Ty Davies was kind of questioning that.
Unless it was a quick clock. Yeah, it might have been a quick clock. But even still, 1st and 15 now for the Mustangs at their own 49-yard line. Well, you know what? 1st and 15, I think they did it on purpose.
Yep.
Out of the pistol formation, Ortega's in the backfield, direct snap to Wheatley. Play action, rolls out to his right. Here comes the pressure, throws in the run, and it's through the hands of Marquez at the 48-yard line. 2nd down and 15 to go. That was a good pass, maybe a little bit behind Marquez, but incomplete on the 11th pass attempt of the game by Briggs Wheatley.
Yeah, out there in the short field, though, was Levi McCoy, but Briggs was looking a little farther downfield.
On 2nd down and 15, I should say, from their own 49-yard line. Just get some clock rolling and get out of here with a victory tonight here in Loveland. Trips to the right. Wheatley's going to take off. You think no play action. Looks to throw out to his right. Wide open is Fajardo at the 46. He's got a 1st down along the sideline to the 20. Fajardo to the 10. Fajardo is gone. Is there a flag down? It would have gone for 51.
I'm guessing it's going to be a hold, but.
Oh, man, a nullified touchdown back near the line of scrimmage. It would have gone for 51 yards, but the flag is sitting at midfield, and it's coming back. That was the same play they ran against Conifer for their final touchdown of the game. And that's too bad because that was on a 2nd and 15. Now they're going to face a 2nd and 25. At least.
Yeah, at least, because that was.
Oh, man, it was well behind the line of scrimmage. Oh,
that was almost 6 yards behind the line, 7 yards behind the line.
They've got to get to the 36, and the football is going to be placed at the 32. 2nd and 32 to go for Fort Morgan. Can they pick it up? Remember, they had a 1st and 36 last week, and they picked it up. Now a 2nd and 32. Well, some of the fans are headed for the exits on a now 40-degree night in Loveland. Again, 3 receivers split out to the right on 2nd down and 32. Wheatley back to throw. They're coming with a blitz. He'll run to the 35. Wheatley back to his right at the 40. Wheatley along the right side of the 45, and he's down at the 46. Briggs Wheatley a gain of 14. Well, that's much more manageable.
Yep.
You pick up 14 yards, and now it'll be 3rd and 18. I know that sounds long, but not for Fort Morgan.
Yep.
And apparently their math here is flawed. They're saying 3rd and 20, but that's definitely 18 yards to go. 3rd and 18. We have 11 minutes to go in the game. Fort Morgan 28, Mountain View 7. And Mountain View has no timeouts remaining, even though it says 3 on the board, but they used up all 3.
Yep.
So I don't know where they got the extra 3, or they're not doing their job up there. On 3rd and 18, Wheatley's going to roll out to his left, set up a screen to the right, caught by Ortega. Room to run at the 45, now to the 40, to the inside of the 35, crossing the field to the 31-yard line. 1st down, Fort Morgan, a gain of 23 on a perfectly set up pass on the screen out to the right from Wheatley to Ortega.
That's the 2nd time tonight that's worked for him. And
unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can't do. And there's a give on the right side. A gain of about 4, crossing the 30. That was a quick snap, Brian.
Yeah, it was. 2nd time they've done that.
Was that Ortega there?
Yep.
A gain of 5 to the 27. I'd barely written down the number in this hurry-up offense. 2nd down and 5 at the 27, approaching the 10-minute mark of the game. The Mustangs up by 21 on their way to a 6-0 record. Ortega checks out. Marquez and Fajardo, the receivers, to the right. Mosqueda and Yanez to the left. Levi McCoy's in the backfield. On 2nd down and 5 for the 27-yard line. Out of the gun, the running back is to the left of the quarterback. This will be a gift to McCoy. Up the middle to the 25. 1st down to the 20. To the left side to the 15. Back to the middle to the 10. 1st and goal inside the 10. Levi McCoy with a strong run and a gain of 18 yards for the shifty junior. Make it a senior, Levi McCoy.
Yeah, nice run there by Levi. But we've seen that out of him before when he gets the opportunity.
Right up to the line of scrimmage. Left hash mark. Ortega's back in there. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Nearly movement there on the right side by Mountain View. Under 9.5 to go in the game. Nope, check that. McCoy is still in there. 1st and goal from the 9. Wheatley, hands off. McCoy, stutter stepping to the 5, and he's down right there after the gain of 4. Nazier Graham made the tackle. 2nd and goal from the 5, under 9 minutes to go in Loveland. And Fort Morgan in no hurry, Brian.
Yeah, nice blocking up front and shifty running there by Levi.
This time they're in the pistol formation. From the 5, Wheatley awaits a snap. Wheatley has a snap. Option right. Pitches to McCoy. McCoy to the 3. McCoy for the end zone, and he's down just shy. He's down at the 2. I thought he was going to dive towards the 1. It's a gain of 3. Man, I thought he had a bigger scene than that, Brian, once he got to about the 3-yard line. But now it's 3rd and goal at the 2. The good news is that Fort Morgan is chewing up time here, up by a 28-7 margin, and this is 4-down territory easily. 5 yards behind center, 3rd and goal at the 2. Wheatley handoff. Nope, he keeps it himself. Stutter steps. Wheatley dives for the end zone, and he's down at the goal line. I thought McCoy had the ball. Wheatley kept it himself. He could have taken a 2-yard loss, but instead he shuffled his way to the 1-yard line. 4th down and goal, and here comes Frank Ortega back into the game. And Jose Mosqueda checks out. Now we're down to 7.5 remaining. 4th and goal inside the 1. The Mustangs scored on a 4th and goal inside the 1 late in the second quarter. Fajardo in motion to the left. Wheatley, left tackle, touchdown. He wasn't even touched.
Yep.
I mean, it's amazing. Bodies on the ground, and Wheatley was the only one standing in the end. 1 yard away from Briggs Wheatley. His second rushing touchdown of the game, and Fort Morgan now leads 34-7.
Yeah, it looked like there wasn't even a defense out there. He just waltzed into the end zone.
Marquez trying to make it 5 for 5 on extra points. The snap, the kick. That's right there. 7:22 to go in the game. The Mustangs 35, Mountain View 7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brian, let's run through the drive there. Fort Morgan leads by 28.
Yeah, the Mustangs did a nice job there. Started their own 42. Took them 12 plays, and Wheatley takes it in from the 1 yard line.
Marquez with a deep kick fielded at the 6 yard line to the 15. To his right is Barthelemy to the 25. Back towards the middle to the 35. A return of close to 30 yards before the Mustangs get down there on special teams to make the hit. And it looked like Romero was around that football and Charlie Langford. So Mountain View has it at their own 35, but this game, Brian, is definitely over with 7:15 to go.
Yeah, they took over 6 minutes off the clock on that drive for the Mustangs.
So they have a 12-play, 58-yard drive and a 1-play, 99-yard drive.
Yeah.
Go figure. 1st and 10 here for Mountain View. Aaron Bauman, the second quarterback of the game. But let's see if they've gone back here to Lubiani. Yep, he's going to roll to his left. Here comes the pressure. Here's Redding about to tackle him. The throw underneath is incomplete at the 39-yard line. Nice pressure there by Redding. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, nice pressure out there, as you said, by Redding out there, and the pass came up short. But they're trying to get back into this now with passing, and then that's not going to happen.
Well, they have 23 yards passing in the entire game. On 10 attempts, there's an interception in there from Ortega. 2nd down and 10 from the 35. They might as well just run their offense.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you're passing to try to get back into this game, that it's not going to work. On the 35-yard line on their own side of the field. Back to throw again. Out to his right. Caught underneath at the 40-yard line and try to break a tackle for the gain of 5 yards is Logan Nicholson. Before the hit is made, that's his 4th reception of the game for 27 yards. 3rd down and 5 for Mountain View. And you know that when Fort Morgan gets the ball, forget about passing. They just want to get out of here, run clock. But Mountain View wants to get 1st down, so that's why they're going to throw the ball when they need to, which is right now. 3rd down and 5 at their own 40-yard line. Fort Morgan leads 35-7. 3 second-half touchdowns to break it wide open, including a 99-yarder from Wheatley to Ortega. Rolling out to his right, throwing underneath. Pass is intercepted at the 38-yard line. Oh, man, caught by a lineman, I believe.
I think it's Fajardo.
Yeah, Braden Fajardo picked it off. But he was playing right along the line. He just came up and read the play perfectly on an underneath route. And that's the 2nd interception, one by Ortega, the other by Braden Fajardo. And the Mustangs have it at the 37-yard line.
Run a little clock here, run some plays, and get out of this healthy and get ready for next week.
They're not going to get to a running clock, but they're not far from it. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. There's a late check-in for Fort Morgan. Don't like to see late check-ins. There's a timeout because somebody missed an assignment. Yeah, I think somebody must have missed an assignment with that late check-in. And they call a timeout with 6:16 to go. Morgan Community College post-game show is coming up momentarily. B&B Appliance, from refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between. They have exactly what you need. And they'll service it too. B&B Appliance and Repair in Fort Morgan. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 37-yard line of Mountain View, off the pick from Braden Fajardo. Brian, starting to get cold?
It's starting to get a little chilly.
Well, let's get out of here, man.
Maybe it's just cold.
Yeah, no, I mean, my toes right now, I can feel it. And that's not another condition kicking in. It's just the cold. On 1st down and 10 from the Mountain View 37. Mountain View has no timeouts remaining. Wheatley play action, throws it out to his right, and it's incomplete. Off the target at the 27-yard line. That was Chase Redding. He was wide open, but it was thrown a little bit too close to the sideline. Yeah, that's listed as Navarez, but I think that Redding is still wearing 13. They haven't. It's listed as Navarez, but I think that's Redding out there. No, we'll see. We'll get clarification on that. 2nd down. Let's see if this is a handoff to eat up some clock. It will be to Ortega. He's got a hold of the 30. 1st down to the 25 along the sideline, and he tripped himself up at the 20-yard line. Back to the 21. It's a gain of 16 and a 1st down. Frank Ortega thought he had a touchdown, but he tripped himself up.
Yeah. Yeah, he had some nice moves there and got out on the left side here, but
Ortega now with 57 yards on 11 carries. 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan at the 21-yard line. Pistol formation. Low snap. Handoff. Running out to the left to the 20 and spinning. And that's not
Angel Lopez.
Yep. To the 20-yard line, a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9, but still plenty of time to go. 5.5 minutes. And here we go. Chase Romero is now the quarterback for Fort Morgan.
Yep.
Lopez stays in the backfield. And that's the right move.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a 35-7 lead. The game is over. Give Chase some plays. Take up some time. But don't get a penalty here.
Yeah.
Don't stop the clock for no reason. Just hand it off and
Sure.
chew up some clock. Play clock is at 5. There's to give to Lopez. Stutter stepping. He's thrown for a loss by Bartholome at the 21. 3rd down and 10.
We got the JV squad in there basically right now, so
3rd down and 10 at the 21 in Mountain View. 4:39 to go in the game. Fort Morgan 35, Mountain View 7. We'll have a brief recap, but Briggs Wheatley has thrown for over 200 yards in this game, including a 99-yarder to Frank Ortega that completely blew this game open. Play clock is running down. 3rd and 10 from the 21. Still waiting to get to at least 5 seconds to go on the play clock. And there's the snap. And the quarterback keeper running to his left is Romero across the 20. He's still driving, and he's carrying defenders inside the 15 to the 13 for a gain of 8. What a move there by Romero.
nice strong move there.
Yep, 4th down and 2 to go at the 13. They'll go for it. And if they pick this up, they can almost run it down to like a minute to go.
That was strange. They were waiting for that back judge to put his hand up, and he never did. It was like they hadn't set the clock or something.
4th down and 2 to go from the 13. Yeah, they're just letting time run off the clock.
Yep.
And Romero will not let it
go.
snap. Now the play clock at 5, at 4. There's the snap on 4th and 2. Keeps it himself. Runs to his left. To the inside, he dives. He's short of a 1st down. He got to the 12. Mountain View will take over on downs. He fell a yard short. And the Mountain Lions will have the football. There's an injury out there, but that will be Mountain View football with 3:07 to go in the game. Brian, I'm hoping they run the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, the game is over. You know, I mean, I know you want to score again, but it's cold. You have no timeouts either. That's the other thing. You have no timeouts. So they take over at their own 12-yard line with just over 3 minutes remaining, and the Mustangs up by 28.
Yeah, there's no use.
And we'll make a quick trip out of here.
There's no use passing the ball here every time their chance of injury just goes up every time you got to run a play.
Well, it looks like they're setting up to pass on first down. No, this will be Grotto himself, and I think that's Grotto to the 15-yard line. We'll see somebody Grotto's size. Certainly, that's him.
Yeah.
It's a gain of 3. Second down and 7 to go.
And the clock never started.
Yeah, they got to move that clock. What are they doing? Come on, guys. It'd be better than that. It should say about 2:40 to go. Instead, it's at 2:58. Yeah, they're obviously indoors. Second down and 7 at the 15. Handoff, Grotto right side to the 20. He backs his way. That's a first down to the 22, a gain of 7. Now they'll stop the clock. On his 12th carry of the game. David Keller will check out. Now they're asking for the clock to wind, and okay, they finally done their job up there. You don't fall asleep on the wheel, for crying out loud. First and 10 at the 22. Temperature now in the upper 30s. They're checking in and checking out all types of players here for Mountain View, and they don't have a timeout, so they've got to get it straight here. From the 22-yard line, direct snap. Grotto will keep it himself to the 25, to the 26, tripped up from behind. Nice play by Lopez. Second down and 6 to go.
Getting a lot of players in for the Mustangs,
I'm
too.
glad Coach Fry is doing this for Mountain View. Don't get crazy and throw the ball.
Yeah.
Just get out of here. You got under 2 minutes to go. You maybe 3 plays left in this game, and that's it.
Caleb Fonseca.
For Fort Morgan.
Yep, is in. Yep.
Second down and 6 to go from their own 26-yard line. Now under center with Grotto in the backfield. Lubiani hands off to Grotto, running to his left, breaks a tackle along the 30-yard line. He's got a first down, and he's going to go out of bounds. Great. First down at the 35, a gain of about 9. Yeah, stay in bounds. Come on.
Yeah. Somebody's down over there.
Yeah, and it's a Mustang, too.
Yeah.
Right along the sideline, if they can. I'm not sure who that is. I
thought it was Yanez. I thought it was number 11 that was still in there, but.
Yep, it is, and he's getting up and limping a little bit. Looks like he's okay. Minute 32 to go. About 3 plays left in this game. Oh, they're going to wind the clock. Okay, maybe he did stay in bounds. Okay, good job, Isaiah. First and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Direct snap. Lubiani wants to throw, looking deep up the right side. The pass is going to be caught and breaking free to the 30. Now to the 20, to the 10, and down at the 1. I don't think he got in.
No.
Short of a first down, a gain of 64. And that's Jake Walker with a reception. Down at the 1-yard line.
Charlie Langford, they ran him down.
Well, the clock will restart. So if they score, they'll score with less than a minute to go in the game. First and goal at the 1. So Fort Morgan more than likely wins this like 35-14. Now we're under close to 50 seconds to go. Triple I. Lubiani hands it off to the up man, and that's going to be a touchdown.
Yep.
Schaefer scores on his 3rd carry of the game. It's 35-13. 46.7 seconds to go. And now Walker to attempt the extra point. Off the hold of Wallace. Perfect snap. Kick is up, and that is good. 46.7 seconds to go. It's 35-14 in favor of Fort Morgan. That was an 88-yard drive there for Mountain View.
Yep.
And now they'll squib it. Fort Morgan can take a knee and get out of here with a victory.
Unlike last week, the opposition leaves their starting lineup in there, and Fort Morgan brings in their second unit, and they score a touchdown.
Right. I mean, great. You couldn't do it against the first unit, but I get it. They want to get into the end zone, but that doesn't necessarily help you.
No.
All right. Awaiting Mountain View to get out on the field. I don't know what the discussion is all about down there. I mean, just get the 11 players, I should say, out there, kick it, and get it over with.
Yeah, no.
They're meeting like there's some special play here. Well, we'll find out. I mean, an onside, I would just squib it. I mean, you want to onside it here if you're within one score, but not down by 3 scores. You've scored your touchdown. This is where you concede the game. And Fort Morgan, Mountain View showed a lot of fight in this game. But the Mustangs finally showed their worth there in the third quarter. And this will be, well, that's more of an onside, but fielded at the 44. That should be a late hit.
Yeah.
Romero fields that ball, but that's a late hit. You can't do that. You jump on a player like that. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs will win this game. They'll take a snap. We'll get to the Mustang postgame show brought to you by Morgan Community College, there to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. Mustangs got on the board first, a 72-yard screen pass from Wheatley to Ortega, and then a 62-yard run by the quarterback Lubiani. Tied the game at 7 right before halftime. Ortega scores from a yard out. It's 14-7. Then Wheatley from 5 yards out of the third, 21-7. And Wheatley, who threw for well over 200 yards. Then a 99-yard pass. And that really did it there. 99 yards to Frank Ortega. And that's where Fort Morgan blew it open 28-7 before Wheatley's 1-yard touchdown run. As Fort Morgan won 35-14. The Mustangs moved to 6-0. And as for Mountain View, they fall to 2-5. The Mustangs' final 3 games are at home. Roosevelt, Northridge, and Holy Family. We'll have the game against Roosevelt, number 1 against number 3, coming up this Friday night at 7 o'clock. For Brian Nickel, I'm John Beltran. The final score tonight from Ray Patterson Field in Loveland. Fort Morgan 35, Mountain View 14 on the Morgan Community College postgame show. You've been listening to Mustang Football on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.